kind of want to know how you guys feel if y'all been paying attention to the news lately. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's scary out there.
Yeah,
it's scary out there, man. Syria and Russia. So apparently, I'll go ahead and let you kick it off, DJ Scott. Right. You're a little bit closer to that area, so you go ahead and kick it off.
It's essentially something that's been going on for years and years and years, and I keep promising that I'm gonna make a tinfoil hat for these kind of sections of the podcast, protect the brainwaves from the Illuminati and shit.
Right.
But this has been going on for years, where they've systematically been finding reasons to attack countries, and by they I mean the Allied forces. So we're talking America, we're talking the UK, we're talking most of Europe, we're talking Australia, we're talking just pretty much everywhere on the Western world. We've been systematically invading countries, not for necessarily our own benefit, although they're not spending that much money without making profit, right? But these are all countries that aren't trading in the dollar or don't recognize it as the main currency, so to speak. Or basically, they're not centralized. They're not part of the centralized Rothschild-owned banks. And they so we're talking Iran, which we've yet to really see big action recently with, Syria, of course, Afghanistan, Iraq, a lot of Arabic countries. We're talking North Korea. These are countries that are constantly, whether we've got something going on with them right now, are constantly in the news, where they're setting up this narrative where we're going to be... They're just building up this story over time. They're telling you about this, the Russia's done. They're telling you about that, the Russia's done. Russia this, Russia that. Al-Qaeda this, ISIS that. Just preparing us to accept war. For the media hopes that we say, you know what, we really need to do something about this. But this isn't stuff that's going on. I just read an article right now about where they bombed. I think, was it yesterday, Trump decided to go ahead with the bombing? Where they bombed was a factory that was testing chemicals, but what they were testing was anti-venom. They were testing, something that was going to benefit humanity. They were creating anti-venoms. You know what I mean? So they're just spinning this narrative. They're trying to provoke this war. They're trying to push forward in this war because they just want to seize control of the country. Right. And I know I showed you that diagram as well, P.
Yeah, let me pull that up real quick. We'll pull that up real quick. So this was a very interesting perspective right here. It says, so you really think the real reason the U.S. is in Syria, I hate to tell you this, but it has nothing to do with humanitarian rescue. So if we take a look at this, let me go ahead and grab my mouse real quick. So let me see, how can I do this? Grab my mouse. Anyway, if you take a look at the blue line, right? This is the pipeline that's coming from Qatar, and it goes all the way out to Europe, the fuel pipeline. Mm-hmm. And it looks like Iran, Iraq, and Syria have control of that blue pipeline. The red pipeline, though, is the Qatar-Turkey pipeline, which goes from there. And that's US-backed. The blue pipeline is Russia-backed. And it all intersects right there in Syria. So I just found that really, really, really interesting. Not to be a conspiracy theorist, but shit. A lot of times conspiracy theories, man, are based on a lot of truth. You know what I'm saying? I think they become conspiracy theories when you put the sensationalization behind it. You know what I mean? Like how you said with the tin hat. You know what I mean? But there's got to be some truth behind this as I look at it right now. You know what I mean?
And even as you look at that map right there, you can see where the intersection is of those pipes. You own Syria, and you own the only piece of land where you can have control of both pipes, or have an impact with both pipes, both clean. Like Turkey's not long has been associated with the EU for a long time. They've been in and out depending on their current political situation. So it's essentially friendly ground for our side, so to speak. having Syria means that both pipes we can get away scot-free with, because as you can see, you can just, where the pipe ends is the coast. So if you catch Syria, you've got they can't contest you. Once you get Syria, you can leave without any contest, like nobody contesting them on the way, no rebels, unless they're dealing with pirates.
Right.
But other than that, they're away scot-free. As soon as they got Syria, they've got the oil, and they're boom, straight out into the sea.
Yeah, man, this is some deep shit right here, man. And I'm glad that you brought it to my attention. I think a lot of times as Americans, we have the tendency to be a bit naive and stuck in our bubble, and we aren't paying attention to the things that are going on across the world that could potentially affect us, right? So this one right here, this is something that could really, really have us on the brink of World War III, simply because you have Syria out there using chemical weapons on their own population. So that's like, imagine Donald Trump with some chemical gas, and he just says, you know what, I'm bombing everybody in the projects, and kills them. That's essentially exactly what's going on in Syria right now. So on the one hand, they are kind of getting rid of their own population. If we go over there and fuck with Syria, whether it be for the pipeline or whether it be for humanitarian causes, you now got Russia over there that's backing Syria and the Assad regime. So now we could potentially accidentally blow some shit up, like a Russian plane, or, accidentally kill some Russians. And now we sitting here on the brink of World War III. This deep right here, man. Hashtag stay woke. You know what I mean?
Got to, man. Because it's all propaganda at the end of the day. Anything you see in the media, I think we spoke about in a previous episode, is they're all owned by the same company.
Right.
This is the company that is in ranks with Goldman Sachs, with Rothschild, with the Rockefellers, with all these big families. We always end up on some conspiracy shit.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? But hey, man, I don't believe a damn word they put it in the news.
Yeah.
I don't believe one thing. I don't believe that anybody, any civilians got gassed by the government. I think.
Oh, you think they made that shit up, huh?
Bro, we're the terrorists, not you and me, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we are the terrorists. The Western world is the terrorists.
Right.